Yes. And we're going to just start this morning. Happy Friday. Ah.
It's been my experience that trying to be grown means I'm in bed at like 9. So
Yeah, that would have been being smart with that.
What's the name of the place tomorrow?
9 spices.
and that's okay.
Korean barbecue.
9 spices. 1-9 love. That's good. 1-9 love. That's a record in there for top. Morning.
Don't be shy. Say hi.
Yeah, who's on the show?
Who's on the show?
Is Brian here?
Brian, where you at, my friend?
How about Claire?
Good color, Ansel.
Thank you. Ansel has a way of making all colors look good.
Brian is here. Happy Friday. What?
We got Townsend.
We got Townsend in the building.
I'm not doing shit without Brian.
That's strong, Brian. I don't know. That's weird. We got 3. I don't know what 3, but we got 3.
You ready, Miss Mo?
I'm ready. Just go. Is everyone awake?
Yeah.
Thinking a lot of thoughts right now that I didn't anticipate thinking. Those are the best ones. You guys, very grateful. What's today?
Friday.
Friday.
The 8th.
It's Friday the 8th. Monday, 7 new agents start. 7. All in-house. All cut from the same cloth as the people that are sitting in the room right now and on the call. It's got me frustrated a little bit, and I'm just going to tell you why I'm pausing here with a little breath. Because there are people that aren't sitting in here that should be. Okay, so they know what my expectations are, and they know why there's certain things that don't happen for them. Does that make it really clear? I want to make it clear to you guys, and you guys are here, obviously, so you know. But I want it to be a thing that is a foundation for everybody else who comes through the door, and that's going to keep and continue to go with your guys' example. The meeting starts at 9:05 on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which means I expect everybody to be sitting in the seat by 9:01. If I'm the first person in the room, that's what's going on. If you're waiting to see me go into the room, that's the wrong mindset. You don't wait for the guy giving the meeting or that we need to talk to or to get in there first. You get in there and you're ready. Now, you guys, I'm saying this to you because I want you to perpetuate this as we move forward, right? I want it to be, a couple weeks in and it's 8:59 and you're going in the room and there's a couple new people who might not know, they haven't remembered other people's experiences. We have no clue. They don't know. They've never been in one meeting. They don't have any clue about it. We tell them, but there's so much coming. Oh, wait, hey, let's get in there by 9:01. Right? So we ready to go. We don't want to start the day off not in the right mindset. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've had jobs where I roll in and I just get to work, start working. And I've had jobs where we get together and talk. In every scenario, when we get together in any way, regardless of who's leading the meeting, what we're talking about, regardless, it always adds value. It always, when I go back to it always adds something to me. It's a togetherness thing. Nothing here can get done alone. If you think that you're going to be the best version of you being on an island alone, but together, we see things that we can move through, right? And I just want that to be real clear because these meetings are important to me for a lot of reasons. And one of those reasons is because I know for certain that all of us can get better, especially me. And when I talk about some of the stuff we're going to talk about to you guys, and we interact with each other, like our goal exercise, just starting and do. It's like, oh, I hear and I remember things that I need to do for me to help me be better for myself and for you. And it starts to become something where we hope we're accountable to each other. I don't know why this is, and I don't necessarily, and I don't like it, but I'm aware of it, and I'm making progress towards achieving the accountability. For some reason, letting yourself down is the easiest thing to do. And that's crazy to me. But I know for me it is. I know that if it's just me and no one else will know, sometimes I'll not necessarily do it now. Or I'll think, oh, it's just me that is going to not benefit from this. At least no one else is. What the shit? You are the only thing. Well, Andrew, you just said together. Now you're saying you are the only thing. Here's the mind screw that people don't understand. But we're learning together to help all of each other understand. When you understand that it's you and you do the work on you, you automatically help other people. You can't not, because you become the thing, and the thing knows that together we do things in a better and bigger way. So it's so incredibly deep and complex and so incredibly simple. It just depends on how you think about it. How exactly does that happen? I don't understand. And now you're off somewhere that isn't in the present moment. Or is it simply, oh man, if I just can focus here, then that automatically takes care of itself. Let me just stay here. I don't have to think or worry about that because it happens, right? It's the nature of us to work together to build something. We got to remember it sometimes, but it is. So, rant over. All right. Ansel Simmons, 6 policies, 54% conversion, 7,500 AEP going in to Friday. Talking about awareness, Ansel. What are you aware of that you're doing?
Praising the Lord.
So you noticed that you are actively making sure that you add more praise. That's probably just one of a few things that you're aware of, right? Mm-hmm. Nothing happens by accident here. Everything happens for us, and you are the reason for it. Good, bad, you. Numbers are bad, you. Numbers are good, you. It's not chance. The process will work if we keep getting better. understanding that we're going to fall short, we're going to forget a thing, or something's going to slowly get away from us. But if we think it's just all every day is a crapshoot, then we aren't aware of the things we do or don't do. So Ansel gets back to really putting a lot of praise in there, really focusing on the praise. And he's aware of it. It's not just, well, I got good ones today, or I didn't get good ones today. It's never, ever that. And the thought of that makes you a wandering generality. All right? Claire Ellison, 26%, 6,000 AP. Great job, Claire. And we have a number of folks in that kind of average range that depend on what you do today will depend on how your check's going to look in a few weeks or what the week looks like. And when I say that, I'm talking about in the 4,000 range, 4,500 range going into Friday. That's something that, goal-wise, you want to be shooting to be, over 5, get a 6K going into Thursday, right? Thursday is moving day in this biz. It's the day where you make up for something or you set yourself up for something big going into Friday. And you can always pull it out on Friday. I've seen one week Nelson had 4,000 AP going into Friday and ended with 10. But it doesn't happen if you're not executing the process and going, right? So awareness. And then awareness of your awareness, okay? That's a deep one. Let me not just brush over it. You can be aware of a lot of things, but awareness of awareness is in. It's awareness that you're aware, and growth happens there. So it's not just enough to be aware out here. Going back to my first statement, when you're aware that you're aware, now you're viewing your own perception of things from a third person standpoint. And you can say, okay, it's powerful. I understand that if it doesn't make sense right now, I get that, because it didn't make sense for me for a long time, and sometimes I still find myself not really getting it. But it's just been planted into your brain. So if you keep going, at some point in your life, maybe not even here, might be 15 years from now, you're going to be aware that you're aware, and you're going to say, oh, yeah. And guess what? That's perfect. That's exactly what you're supposed to be aware that you're aware. Are you aware that I'm aware that you're aware of what you're aware of? All right. Goals. How many of us have talked to our accountability partner? Wednesday next week. So we remember, right? Those papers aren't in the trash can. All right, so we want to talk about them. I'm expecting to be impressed now on Wednesday. Guys, where do you think that we think thoughts from? Cheater. Cheater. She's right. Right? But that's not necessarily how we're taught. We're taught that the brain thinks thoughts. Brain doesn't think anything. Okay? It's a big old computer. It's a magnifying glass. Right? It's going to compute on a level, but it's not inherently thinking about anything on its own accord. This is where the thought comes from. This is where the feeling, people can feel what? Oh. When you can feel it, it comes from here. This is where the consciousness, the thought comes from now. Well, no, Andrew, I think with my mind. Well, I know that you think that you do. But what happens is we're born blank with nothing but this. Why do we love babies so much? Why are they just so, Because it's all this. It's all they know. Right? But then everything out here starts to hit. And it starts to program the machine. Program the machine. Think about this. Look this way. Do that thing. No. Yes. No. Don't tell anybody about the dream that you had. That's crazy. People think you're crazy. No. Pretty soon you think you're the mind. Now, I bring this up not to get all meta on you guys. I bring it up because it's very important as we move through our day to slowly, and it's the only way to get there, be aware of this. The awareness means that you can start to reprogram from here. Okay? When you start to try and focus the awareness, because you're aware of it, on the fact that the thoughts that are best for you are coming from here, you can start to focus on it because you're aware of it. Andrew, I don't feel anything. You don't have to right now. Be aware that that's how it goes. It's what it is. And then the more you are, the more you're going to be intuitive about whatever's happening. How does this tie into final expense, Andrew? What does everything that you do, you're going to do better if you're listening from here. Everything. Everything that you do, you're going to do better if you feel good. If you don't feel good, you don't have this big of an opportunity to reach your potential. If you're not thinking great thoughts from a place that is purely your own source of whatever, well, then you're not setting yourself up to be able to maximize whatever happens out here. So the point of this is to make us aware of how to optimize our ability to move through a day. Because when we are optimized, we have the highest percentage chance of being successful in achieving whatever abundance is to us. Guys, I've worked with people that abundance, right, their achievement was to have a title of some sort. They wanted to be known as the manager of a thing, even if they were getting paid like the janitor. That's all that mattered, is that people think that I'm the thing. I've worked with people where it's, and this is a big one, right? Money. A big one for all of us, I think, right? Because and that's a great one, but they don't achieve as much as they could have because they're outwardly constantly just focusing on the one aspect of it. Instead of, I'm really good, I'm able to do this, how can I be even more? How can I be even bigger? So when I talk about thinking from here, being aware that this is where the thoughts come from, the real awareness I want you guys to know is the stuff that comes from here is 100% you and your best self. I don't know what it is. There's no outside influence. It's coming from the source of what makes you special. And we want to tap into that because it's all the answers for you. And they might be different for you. The ones you get might not be the same for you. It doesn't matter because you're not listening to that one. Here. And now all of a sudden, you start to see things a little bit wider. Now all of a sudden, things start falling your way on the phone. Calls start going, what happened? They must have new leads. No, you just started thinking here again. You changed and brought the thing. Why is this different now? You did something different. You are thinking from a place or acting from a place of, well, if it's good or if it's bad, but it's you, and it always is you. Very, very, very difficult thing to learn in moments of pain, in moments of loss. Because it's so, why is this happening to me? Whatever the thing is happening for you, even then. Get to that real not fair thing. I've been there, guys, a few times. Well, recently, actually, I caught myself. It's the most unfair thing I've ever seen. Not fair, who cares? Why is it happening for me? Why is it happening for me? Why is it happening for me? You don't always get your answer, by the way. Sometimes you got to stay there. I know it's happening for me. I don't know why yet, and I'm aware of it. I'm aware that it's happening for me. I'm aware that I don't know why it's happening for me yet, but my awareness that it is going to keep me coming from here until I do know. Yes? It's big time stuff now. We'll talk about that more because thinking from the heart manifests what's out here in a way that is very, 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 I don't want to say difficult, but it takes commitment. It takes a commitment to the thing over time to really get the epiphanies and the aha moments. And then they come and I still find myself thinking from here, oh, what? I just experienced what it feels like to see a thing unfold when I stay in this spot, in this lane of gratitude, trying to think from here, helping other people, on calls, focusing and praising and executing the process because I'm committed to it and I know it works, telling stories where I feel the story in me, so I know they feel it. Closing the loop in the warm down, right? Being in the, whatever it is. And it comes. And then all of a sudden I'm over here again. How can I be over here when I just experienced that? No. I'm aware that I still have work to do. I'm grateful that it's never going to end. I can keep getting better. Thanks, brain, for reminding me I'm not there yet. Let's go back over here. It's good stuff, Mike. Thank you for telling me all about this before the meeting. No problem. Now, people don't hear what you say, they hear what you keep saying. That's the answer to all of you that say, why does Andrew talk about the same stuff all the time? We got to improve our listening. Got to improve our listening. Guys, active listening is really, it's like a superpower. Well, I listen every day. I hear things every day. No, you hear things. You don't necessarily listen. And the only way to know if you're improving in the art form of active listening is to be aware. If you're not aware of whether or not you improved at listening today, you didn't. Because you didn't even think about it. It's autonomic. It's just like breathing. It's just happen. But if you intentionally don't speak when the thing that comes to you, you would normally would. For 2 seconds longer than you normally would. You're actively listening to whatever the other person's saying. Guys, I promise you, if you're jumping in with the thing that you're saying that you want to get out before you hear what a client has to say, energetically you're stepping on toes. You're not flowing and moving through the call. It's not about you. It's about them. This is a big one in life. Let's narrow it down into our calls. They know if they're being listened to or not. They may not be aware that that's what they know, but they know it, and they like it. Everybody wants to be heard. And if we know for certain that listening is a skill that is far underutilized, then what does it matter if you jump in and say something? Because guess what? They're not listening. But it's not about them in this regard. It's about your ability to be aware and listen. Because everybody wants to be heard, even though not everybody is aware that they don't really listen. So be the awareness, be the ear that is listening, be the thing that helps change the thing. And it will help you achieve what you're trying to achieve here. Okay? So when we're listening intently, focused, you will start to feel the thing that's happening on the other end of the line. A thing will come to you, a story will come to you, a way to move through a thing will come to you that wouldn't have otherwise came because you were thinking about what you want to say. So you didn't hear the vibration of the way that they said a thing that made you think, oh, pause, pause, pause. Now come with what the thing is I just thought. I know how not tangible that is and how kind of abstract. Are you guys with me on that? Because it's very, very important, all right? You won't put yourself in the situations today while speaking to clients to succeed in the way that you should if you're not listening. Because the thing that you don't know yet, that hasn't come, won't come. Well, if I don't know that I didn't know it, and it didn't come, well, then who cares? No awareness. That's a no awareness statement. Awareness says, okay, I'm aware there's a ton of stuff I don't know. And Andrew cares about us a lot. At the very least, he cares about us a lot. Whether I think he's a blowhard or whatever, he cares. He's telling me if I listen, the thoughts that come to me in those moments are going to be beneficial for this call. I'm aware of that now. Well, let's give it a shot. What could it hurt? Now go out and do it. Go out and do and be the thing. And watch how stuff starts to change. Remember the Zig Ziglar video that we watched where the lady comes out, I hate him, I hate her, I hate him, I hate everything down there. I believe they're going to fire you. And then at the end of the video, when she comes back, what does she say? She says, you won't believe how much those people down there have changed. Who changed? Can I get a hello?
Hello, hi.
Now, I'll finish it up with this. Maybe. More information does not equal more value. Real important on our calls. This isn't a, right? I'll bring it back now. More information does not equal more value. The biggest trap, you guys specifically that are here, that agent getting into their second month, their third month faces is the trap of information. You know so much more than you did on the first day of training. And the belief is, if I know more, I'm smarter. So I want to show the people how much I know. So I got information now. Information does not add value on these calls. It is good to have in your back pocket so that you can, in an educated way, address concerns and responses in a concise way with correct information. But the offering up, the puking out of information kills your call, confuses the customer, and either has them get off the line real quick, or even worse, they get kind of embarrassed that they don't understand everything you're saying, so they just shut up and listen. 40 minutes later, they tell you, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I don't know, I gotta talk to him about my checkbook, I'm on the toilet, I gotta go here. And then we say, guy lied to me. He didn't have this, it was him. No, you puked all over him before the report build about term insurance and this insurance and all the fancy information, right? So somewhere above me on the board, it says, people want to know what stuff does. They don't want to know how stuff works, right? Unless you're in the profession of the thing. I don't want to know how it works, man. I don't need to know how the airplane works. Just don't crash. What does it do? It's going to take you over to the place you need to go. That's all I need to know. Great. On these calls, it's the same thing. If you're puking up too much information, you're trying to pull somebody over to get them to understand how it works. They don't care how it works. They care that you know how it works. They care that they trust you, because if they trust you, then they believe that you know how it works. Then they're going to say, what does it do? Well, you know that person you love very much? Yes. Do you know that at some point you're probably going to pass away? Yes. Do you have $20,000 so that that person isn't screwed? No. Do you want to leave that person screwed over? No. Well, here's what we got. And it'll accomplish all of those things. It's what it does. Yes. That is the entire process in 8 seconds. Right? Now, obviously, it's more, we got to move through stuff. We got to handle situations. But active listening, instead of you, oh, I know what they're talking about. I have information for that. I'm going to jump in. No, I'm going to actively listen. And then I actively listen. I remember in that moment where I'm not talking, they don't want to know what it does. They just want to know how it works. Oh, here's the simple response. Praise. And we move forward. Feel me now? You understand? Okay? This is something we got to be aware of now when we leave this room, and think about when we leave this room. If we walk through the door and don't think about it, well, it's pretty good stuff. So you guys are going to add value no matter what. But if I do say so myself, and I do, but only because I know that it's adding value to me. This is a really beautiful thing, by the way. If you are aware that in trying to help other people, you're helping yourself, then we can have a whole philosophical discussion about, are you a selfish person? And is it good to be selfish? Yes and yes. But now let's talk about the word selfish and why it makes us automatically think bad. It's just it's the brain part. It's the brain part connecting to a word from you've heard your whole life, don't be selfish. Ooh, I need to go do some reading on that. That's a good one. Be selfish in the pursuit of the best version of yourself. Because as you do, everything out here will get better. Okay? Active listening. What stuff does, not how it works. Awareness of the awareness of the awareness. How aware can you be? Very, 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 very exciting stuff is going on, guys. Big time stuff. And the people that have the two most important abilities are the ones that are going to be the fastest growing in this biz. The ones that create from this primordial soup of opportunity the thing that they want most. So let's start there. Let's make those decisions. Let's be aware. Let's be reliable. Let's be accountable. Let's be available. And then watch how stuff starts to, oh my, I was doing 7, 8 grand a week at the top of the board and thought I was the best, but now I'm doing 12. Now I'm doing 13. It's not about anybody else. What is the best version of you possible? Because if you're here, it means that best version of you is making a lot of money. You wouldn't be here if that wasn't one of the things that happens when you become the best version of you. So start there if that's your thing. And then do it now. Do it now, do it now, do it now. I forgot to do it now. No judgment, it's okay. Brain, we're coming back here. Let's start doing it now. I'll put up the clock, just so you remember. Made a clock. You guys ready?
Yes.
It's a big day. Now let's go out there and kill it, build momentum. Tomorrow night, there's a thing at a place. Mo knows it, and Angela knows it, and probably all the rest of you know it, except for me. I mean, I know it. I just can't remember the. Oh, 19, 919. 1642. You got greatness in your heart? Let it out. Let's go.
All right, wonderful people. Oh, hey, Nelson. All right, y'all kick butt today.